The seat in the back,
Mm-hmm.
it moves forward and backward, but the big complaint for the folks who have seen it is there's not enough storage behind the seat. So this is a two-part question. Will there be the option to remove the seat?
No,
Why not?
because it protects our battery.
Actually, yeah, it was in Dallas almost a year ago. And that's where you and I first met. And I'm like, you know what? I think it'd be interesting to talk to the chief engineer of a pickup truck, but he's not going to be as interesting as like Andy, who runs the GT division of Porsche, or Al Oppenheiser, who literally brought the Camaro back to life,
Which is pretty cool.
which is pretty cool. But apparently, the engineer everybody wants to watch on my show is you.
It's because of the incredibly good-looking bald head.
It is indeed the way you part your hair, but I can't beat you up as much about that because my audience doesn't like it when I'm mean to you, even though I enjoy it. So I am going to be somewhat mean to you because the audience has sent me with questions. They have very specific questions they want answers on.
I love questions.
I know you do. You love talking about your Sequoia and your Tundra. Today we're going to talk about your Sequoia.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit you with the biggest question that has been coming in. We've done 2 Sequoia episodes, you and I together. The first question, why no roll-down rear window?
It's a great question. And the answer is pretty simple. And people aren't going to like it, but it's pretty simple. We changed from a mass saving so that we could change the rear suspension and put our live rear axle back there, and the locking diff. Again, putting this as part of the Land Cruiser family, it's using the same platform. To save mass, we went with aluminum rear door. And looking at the styling of the aluminum rear door and the formability of aluminum, we couldn't package that window to come down.
How much weight saves are we talking about here?
Significant.
Like more than 100 pounds?
It's not that much, but in engineering terms, it's significant. I can't share the actual details with it, but I got to give some kudos to Rob Crawford, one of my program managers, because when we couldn't get that packaging, and it's not really the fact that we couldn't make a window come down. It was the fact that I can't form the aluminum panel to the same flange requirements that I would have for.
Apparently this one's a big deal because I went through all of the questions, both from my tech review on it without you, and then the 2 episodes we did together on the Sequoia, and this is the biggest question that came up the most, because apparently that was the thing that was a selling feature of the previous model.
It's something we didn't want to give up, but
you had to in order to get the car sold to management.
No, it was to get enough mass in the vehicle so that we could hit our fuel economy requirements, we could hit our accessory requirements, and putting the stuff on it.
Wasn't the whole remit when you finally got them to agree to bring the Sequoia back to life, because you said it was dead, was to share it on other platforms,
which we weren't before, just a Tundra. And Sequoia was a derivative of the old Land Cruiser frame before, but now it is actually the same as the Land Cruiser frame, which Tundra is the same as Land Cruiser frame. They're all sharing the same frame. There's some mass that was added in. I had to take that mass back out.
So when you say derivative, does it mean it's like, well, we had this frame laying around, we'll save some bucks and use this one, or is it the hard points are the same and you just change the length or something?
The front and the rear are the same
for
between Land Cruiser and Sequoia. The middle section, because Sequoia's wheelbase is longer, is changed. It's just stretched.
So let's move on to the next question, and this is a big one. Even I, a man who is not practical, understands this one. The seat in the back, it moves forward and backward, but the big complaint for the folks who have seen it is there's not enough storage behind the seat. So this is a 2-part question. Will there be the option to remove the seat?
No.
Why not?
Because it protects our battery.
Okay, it's a very honest answer.
Yeah.
And that's what people like about you. You are direct and honest.
It's a simple, we have to protect the battery, and I can put a big steel case around it, or I can use the seat as protection of the battery.
And save some mass.
And the amount of space behind it We haven't changed the vehicle got a little bit bigger, but we didn't really change the interior dimensions of the vehicle that much. So one of the complaints we have with the current Sequoia is there is enough storage. And that's why we decided to put the adjusters on there so that you can get 4 large suitcases back there, which you can't with the current one.
Some of the feedback we're getting in these episodes, people don't think it's enough, which leads us to part 2 of this question. Is there a long wheelbase or extended wheelbase in the cards?
I can't talk about future projects, but
I think that's an answer. But we'll move on. Let's move on.
But I do take bets on things, so if you want to wager some money on it.
I am as cheap as the day is long, so I do not bet. But I'll tell you what. I will bet you a cigar. How about that?
Oh, I'm always up for that.
You are? You're a cigar man?
I love cigars.
I thought I loved you before, but now I think your wife needs to move over. I had no idea you were a cigar man.
My wife has a different opinion about that, but a nice A Fuente Dominican.
I have a gift for you before I leave today.
Oh,
this is the oh my! Next episode, we are smoking cigars together.
That would be
every
awesome.
Episode.
There you
All
go.
All of your PR people are going to have a heart attack when we do it, but we're definitely doing it. Okay, so next question, V8. Everybody wants a V8 still, even with this V6 hybrid thing you got.
V8, you can never say never, but the V8 itself doesn't meet the future emissions requirements, and that's why.
So I'm hearing that's a highly unlikely, even though it looks like you want it. But
who doesn't want a V8?
I want one. I own one of your V8s.
Yeah, the 3UR engine is a fantastic engine, and my daily driver's out there with a 3UR in it.
Along the same lines, diesel?
Diesel, I would love to have a diesel, and we have a new diesel, a 3.3 liter V6 diesel that we're putting into the Land Cruiser.
Inline?
Or V6.
V6, okay.
And it's fabulous. It is absolutely fabulous.
So does it mean we're going to get it here?
No.
I'll take that as an honest answer. Let's move on to the next one. So this falls under the heading of people need more problems in their lives if they're complaining about this one. They say that you are now competing with a Denali, and they think that you are practically asking to have sex with their mothers in front of them by not having massage seats in this capstone version of the Sequoia.
That's
people were pissed.
That's a picture I can't get out of my mind now.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a giver, man.
This is, I guess the seed issue, it was kind of, I got to the bridge, you go back to Mighty Python, and you come across and it goes, answer me this question, and if I answer it wrong, then I get thrown off the side.
Absolutely.
To the chasm. And
yes. Or I will taunt you again.
Yes.
So are we going to do a massage seat system? I feel ridiculous asking this question, but I'm asking.
What we do is we hire someone to come in and it comes as
oh God. Okay, you made it worse than the picture I painted. This conversation has completely gone sideways. We got to end this quick, man. Okay, so we got a big one now. We got a really big one. You're Toyota. You're kind of known for electrification. You brought electrification to this thing. How about a plug-in?
I can't talk about future projects, but what I will say about our electrification strategy is what I talked to you about before. We've been doing it for 22 years. We have more electrified cars on the road than everybody combined.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
But it is a balanced approach. There isn't one solution that's right for everyone. So whether it's a plug-in, whether it's battery electric, whether it's fuel cell, all these things are being looked at.
The only entity that doesn't know that is the government. Every car manufacturer knows you can't force feed this process. It doesn't. The same thing does not work in every region of the world or every mission. This is a different mission.
Well, it gets back to your diesel question. I would love to have a diesel.
Yeah.
My Land Cruiser has a fabulous diesel in it.
Okay, I'll give you 18 for it. How about that? That's my final offer.
But with that said, go to North Dakota and try selling somebody a diesel.
Is diesel not a thing there?
No, they buy gas.
It's
too cold. You either got to keep it plugged in or running all night long.
Oh, okay.
They won't start. There isn't one solution in powertrain, and that's why so many engine offerings are out there.
Yeah.
And what can you give the customer to meet that customer's need? Different regions, not only in the world but in this country, require different things. If I'm going off-roading, do I want a battery electric vehicle? I don't. Range. I've experienced range anxiety. That's something I want to deal with. But it's a process that we're going to have to go through product by product to truly understand what meets the customer's
And
needs.
that applies for full EV as well.
Yes.
For something full size. Okay, I got a bombshell of a question.
Absolutely.
You ready for this one?
I am.
I kind of know what the answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
9.
Okay. I flat out told you I think you're nuts for coming out with a $75,000 or $80,000 Sequoia. That's a hell of a lot of money. The capstone. That's probably what it's going to cost. Haven't confirmed it yet, but that's what I think it's going to cost. Will some of that luxury, some of that fanciness, make its way to the 4Runner?
Maybe. I can't talk about future projects. But,
See, I
but,
knew this would be the answer.
But to be honest, 4Runner's customer is different than a Sequoia customer. And their wants, needs, and desires are different.
Okay.
So
I get
does
it.
Does a 4Runner customer want a capstone interior? But by the way, that won awards out of 10 best interiors. It's being an old interior guy. That was a little.
Congratulations. Maybe I should have gotten you like a cool crown. How about that?
That halo, like in the Holy Grail.
Yeah, but if you have the crown, it covers your head, so you get. Although I'm not allowed to be beat on you anymore about your hairline.
Or this process was like Time Bandits. You remember Time Bandits?
Okay, so this is the point of the episode. We're going to turn this around to the audience again. We've turned these episodes around to you now 3 or 4 times together. I've compiled your questions. I've put it to the man. He's been very honest. Now we will have driven. Actually, I don't know when this is coming out. I think this is going to come out after I drive the Sequoia, which is in 2 weeks from this point. So if you guys have more questions, I will get together with Mike again because we're going to have cigars together. Very excited about this. So questions in the comments below or via our social media, MotoManTV all word, MotoManTV all word, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And with that, I don't know if you were aware of this. There is a lovely cigar lounge not terribly far from here called La Casa in Ann Arbor and Detroit. We went to the one in Detroit last night.
I didn't know it was in Detroit.
They got one, and in Las Vegas.
Didn't know that either.
Until we see you in the next episode, be später.